things back.
Let's see if they got good thought process behind it. Oh god, they're going aggro.
I think their firepower, especially from Luis, he's been pretty stellar. Big fight
it's okay,
into
spike
mid
down.
already to kick things off.
At least they'll do it together.
Kills traded, and look at how
Then
aggressive
instant
the
reaction, you
defense
go
is.
over
It seems like
towards
they're
short,
trying
you
to
go
scale
into
all
the
way
trip,
up
you
through
go
mid.
into a
When
stun,
instead taking the path into tree.
and they get a kill from it, right?
Yeah, you've got all of this utility to play.
Oh my god, they actually can't enter in because they did the salvos onto site, and they got nothing to break the trip.
Agreed. Speeding up into the A site against double Senti when you see any pressure anywhere.
It's a good call from 2G though to cancel. Dude, what is this timing?
Reaggress mid from Crew.
Yeah.
Great shot from Kesnet.
I'm concerned about the pace at which Crew are going to
Free
want to play
buzz.
this map.
Whoa,
I
just
don't
got
know
out
that
of
they're
there.
going to give 2G much room to breathe. I
Oh, he
mean, we'll
knows
see
that
if the
both
rest of
are.
the rounds play out that way, but even on the pistol, the statement was made. They're going to play, and they're going to run at you.
Yeah, they are, and I like the attempt right there
They
from
might
Crew
get
to push mid.
incredible
Always aggressive,
timing,
always
yeah.
staying impacts.
Oh! That's crazy.
The
Well-
Red Bull clutch for Luis. Where did that even come from?
2-1, nice
He's
little
been doing
lineup.
this ever since he took over the IGL duties. This guy's been insane.
That 1v2 was insane. We'll take a look at it one more time in the replay, I hope, but that was so unexpected, given the aggression that Crew showed at the beginning of the map.
Yeah, both teams.
Get out,
wow.
bro. Tagged by the camera, and then the double
Played
swing.
by the camera, they didn't
I
wait
will say
for it
both
to
teams
reveal.
played really well with the trade, sticking in packs.
Well, that
and
9-3
Crew did it
doesn't
till
look
the
likely
very
anymore.
end.
Yeah,
What a clutch out of Luis.
just when it seemed like all hope was gone. He was exactly what they needed. Now Crew are going to be on this awkward light buy. You've got an outlaw for Askia. And it's like they're waiting for some aggression from the defense, and they are right. I love that swing, but there are too many things to deal with. Gobert is going to get 3.
Oh no,
Get
man.
closer and
I'm
closer
not
to
enjoying
having
what
that
I'm seeing
table
from
with
Crew at the
online.
moment.
Check out the buy from 2G.
I'm worried,
like,
dude.
That's beastly. They're not just trying to win round 2. They're going to buy another rifle.
It was
and try and win the
eco.
bonus, not even
It
take
was
it.
eco, but
Yeah, continue to snowball as much as you can. Blades
Yeah, I was about to
scooped
say, I was
up.
like, Kez is going to swoop that orb?
welcome
He
back,
thought twice about that,
Salon.
wisely
Dude, I was
so.
thinking
Yeah,
it. I didn't want to
Right.
say it, but I was
Right.
thinking it. I was like,
Where's the
please
ghost?
no the talent
Nothing
performance.
nothing really going on there.
Oskia.
Got him flushed out of that corner, having to give the
The,
space up.
the first buy round is going to be the
Luis
sign.
playing really far back, concerned for the
Are
flank.
they going to have
He's
to
about
go
find
against
out.
He's
Tail?
got the ult.
That's where it is. You're right. Gobert is going to have that ult in the next round, so there's going to be a lot behind this bonus. Luis gets the last 2G up big.
Dude, 2G are in an incredible spot.
Oh, they are cooking right now. Tail ult bonus ender against the double Senti. The missiles to break some of this util close if you want to pop out of a main. We could
Yeah.
see a really explosive,
Seriously.
very powerful bonus off barrier.
Silence did upgrade, so he was the guy to fall, had a ghost, went for the save. He's got a rifle now. So there's 2 rifles, 2 guardians, and outlaw. Good news for Crew is they've got 4 heavy armors, but the bad news is
Here we
Kesnet,
go.
the guy taking first contact.
Okay, they go for a bit of a default. I thought they might go for something fast.
Into Gobert's outlaw and really be punished.
They just
Is the
insta
plan for
grav
2G
net
here to
A
be
with
a little
nothing
bit more
behind it.
exploratory?
Oh
Askia's
my
dead.
goodness.
Dude, the timing on that was by
Wait, what
himself.
flash
There
is
was
that?
no camp spotting that someone was up cat or anything.
I love the fact that Crew are trying to give this idea that they're going to be really aggressive on
Yeah.
defense, even with this comp. That early
Yeah.
conditioning is going to be powerful, especially once they start playing more reserved later in the half.
They hold invested.
Oh my God,
towards
Melza.
Everett. No shot.
Melza,
Oh
you're a
my God,
lunatic.
he is.
What a play.
And he gets a kill anyway.
Dude, 4v5, and he's like,
Still
yeah,
gonna
I
have a
got
lot more to
this.
deal with, though.
That's sick.
The defense is here, and it's starting to get even more bolstered. Shy's going to be late on the rotate, but will arrive. Gobert now falls. Silence and Luis left in a 2v4. And the spikes, I mean, in a really uncomfortable position here.
2G need to find some way to bait out some early
Recon
fights.
send it?
Maybe here catching
Guys,
Zeno, that's big for
recon
Luis.
send it. Don't
Still
go in
more to be
before it.
done, though. The defense has
There we
the
go.
advantage. And it's going to be on Luis to try to pull off this 1v3. And he can't.
Okay, nicely done from
Kesnet
Crew.
is there, overwhelmed on the
Couple
numbers.
of
Really cool ideas on playing around
worrying
the ult, as you
signs,
mentioned,
but I'm going to ignore it.
I mean, Crew on the board.
Heads up play by Kesnet and Crew
I'm
right
just
here.
deciding
You're
to ignore it. See, this
aggressing
flash was
Crew in the bonus right here
popular.
because the other team has tail ult, right? It's a
Yeah.
powerful bonus. So the exec is going to be devastating. You want to try to break it apart, get an early frag. He does that, TP's out as Yoru, plays his life.
I wish 2G had just gone for a set strat, to be honest.
TP over the ult as
So
well.
cool, right?
Again, just like actually making 2G scramble.
Who was it yesterday that was talking? It was 100 Thieves yesterday talking about how like they decided to just do really simple calling. I think that's crazy underrated in this meta at the moment. I think with Teo, and even especially Teo ult, I think you can just do the most simple calling, and you'll be fine.
We're going quick towards market.
We'll see how they handle it. It is a B split. A lot of the presence across the middle of the map. Cabrera will be the first to find lethality. Smokes out, walls out. They're digging their heels
Yeah,
in.
you guys need to
Can
break
they
this
weather
wall before you go
storm?
lane.
They've got
Break
some
the wall
personnel
before you
here,
go
but it's
lane.
gonna be enough to keep everything back. Oski on the
Whoa,
swing. They
Aldous
both
Jewel,
crumble.
double
The site's
lane.
all theirs. I don't know how crew fight back into this.
I don't think they should.
I think
Doug.
crew are
Look
wrecked,
at
man.
the econ right now.
I
They
don't
need
think they're
these
playing
two guns
good.
for next round.
I don't
If
think
they
their
were to go
setups
for
make
this,
sense.
they
Like
would be
make
broke.
sense.
Wow, what a response from 2G.
I'm really
I think
impressed
we just
that 2G
randomly
win that
throw in
retake,
deadlock
even
util.
ignoring the deadlock wall, because they couldn't scale downstairs. They had to go all in through lane.
Right.
But everyone knew
9-3,
which angles they
yeah,
had to
maybe
be
the
holding,
9
right?
was
PXS is
2G.
hard holding backside as Oskia scales in, so Oskia can turn around, deal with the player, boost it up on the box, and they both end up
much
winning
does
their
2G
fight. So
need?
it just looks super clean.
It is interesting that this is the round that they moved away from the mid aggression.
That comp
Right,
can't
we
be that
talked
good
about
on
it so
attack,
much in
right?
the first 3
crew
rounds.
one?
Hey, it seems like crew are going to want to fight you. They sent
Can
Kesnet on the pop
camera
flash, the pistol,
default
all of
be
it. This is the round where they take a step back. They
Ravnet,
just drop a
nothing to
trick.
combo off a
Instantly,
bit.
2G hits them where it hurts.
They got no
I think
salvos,
it
so
caught Crew off
the
guard. Not
the
many
Yoru's
teams are willing to
limited.
just straight exec like that on a. This is a reset.
Dude, I don't
round
think
for
they
them,
need
man.
5.
They did go through mid, which is the call, right? You don't want to
And
go in
I
through
think
one
I'm
of the
being
mains
generous
against
with
this
5. I
double
think they
senti
could
comp.
do it
You
with
want to abuse
4 or
mid
3.
if you're 2G, but the pace they just played at
And
was crazy.
The fact that it's the 4 players going in through mid. Usually the mid's maybe like 3 players.
Yeah.
It's the lighter side that you end up attacking.
Well,
Right.
Trying to
Doug,
keep
you're
that
the
record or
problem.
what?
Doug, you're the problem. Doug,
Bro,
you're the problem.
I don't want this to be the thing. Like I don't want.
Okay, leave.
I mean, actually,
it.
no. Given how
Do
you
it.
guys handled that one round that I wasn't a part of, production's telling me that I'm not allowed to leave.
Man.
Actually, they're begging that I stay. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and listen to them
who is
because
that guy?
they're the ones who
Yeah, name a name, Doug.
signed my paycheck, and it's not you guys. John
is
Riot.
it even possible to
Oh.
fake
Now
needing
I
a
know
tech
you're
course?
lying.
I mean,
John
yeah.
Riot and I go way back.
Of course
and
it
I
is.
know John
You
Riot
don't-
doesn't like you that much.
I would like
You
to
don't
think that
know
people
John
wouldn't do it.
Riot.
I know John Riot.
Do I think people have done
We
it?
are being told
For sure.
it is a monitor issue.
But
So
I'd like to think
as
that people
is
don't do
always
it.
the case, we're going to fix it as expeditiously as possible and get back into the fun stuff. We got to talk about the middle of the map. We got to talk about how crew has been fighting it. Do you expect that to be a bit more of the pace?
What I expect out of crew, I mean, it's a little bit different because 2G don't have that Sova, right? That you're so used to seeing on Ascent. It's been so long that we've seen Sovas and or
Right.
even the Fade meta. But Teo is way different because once you break the drone,
EMEA
the
who makes
lack of
Toronto.
info is
I don't know,
kind
man.
of crazy.
It's hard to
and
call at the moment. There's a
I
chance
think
Fnatic
Crew should
might
really focus on trying
steal
to
a
break
little
the
slot.
stealth drone as quick as possible. It got a
Fnatic
lot of
Vitality
value going
Heretics.
up mid right there, which is
There's a
why the pace
chance.
was so aggressive.
There's a chance.
If I'm Coach Adam right
Dentimate
here,
still
I'm,
it. Liquid
I'm
look better
probably
week by
thinking,
week
like,
though.
we
Honestly, I
have
do
to
think
shut down this drone.
when
we have to stall them
I think
out
when
in
I
mid
look
and at
at
very least slow down the pace of their
what
set plays, because that's what
Liquid
this team is going to run on
improve
right now. Set plays.
within
Yeah,
a week,
the
I
thing
think
I'm
they should
really
be
worried
pretty
about,
good when it comes
for
to
2G
playoffs.
is, a little bit down the road, like, well, what happens when Kesnet gets an op in his hands, right? Because I think that
I
can
mean, they're one of the teams that
deal
actually makes the
breaker when you're
most
not,
improvement week by week.
When you're allowed
when
to
I
like
watch
take
them.
the aggressive looks through a smoke in mid or
Like, it
something
looks like they
this.
make
And then
better
the other
use of
side
their
of the
time
map,
than a lot of
if you try and run
teams.
away from the op, there's this double stall that's just going to be frustrating you on the other end of things. So that's
PBL, I
usually,
don't
to
think the
me,
map
when
was
these
good
double
enough.
senti comps become kind of unbeatable on defense is when you have a strong opper that can
But I
show
kind
the
of think that
aggro
for Liquid,
looks,
but I have faith
and
that
the
Liquid might be
passive,
able to
double side holds are equally effective on the other
get
side.
that good in the time.
I hate to cut you off there. I'm sure what you were saying was very
You didn't cut me off. I stopped
very,
talking.
very
I was
provoking
done with
and
my
very
point.
interesting, but I didn't
Hello,
listen to a single
Yumpy.
word. This week, we sat down with Kesnet
What
to
did I
get
eat? I had like
the story and the lowdown behind his ink,
chicken,
which is actually really
noodles,
freaking
and
cool. Check it out.
pancha. It was banging. This guy's mouse just isn't working, but Fit have a pretty good chance. I mean, all these regions are pretty open at the moment. It's gonna be real fun.
obviamente me lo hice
There's no
porque
clear
el nombre
second, third
de
in
mi mamá,
all the
que es
regions.
algo muy especial para mí. Este tatuaje que tengo aquí con este otro son tatuajes que tengo con mi hermano. Este que tengo aquí es la fecha de nacimiento de mi papá. Y este es una florcita que es algo que me representa, me gusta tener como, es como que me da como vida. Esos son mis tatuajes.
We are back. I am being told that we're just a few moments away from getting back into the action. It is always cool to get responses and get thoughts on like why the ink, right? And it's cool to get a little insight there from Kesnet, your GOAT.
I love Kesnet. I love him. He's so funny. Man, the whole team is actually hilarious behind closed doors. But here we have that Teo ult. Mel's are cooking. Goes into attic, and it seems like just a 1-for-1. And normally on defense, a 1-for-1, no bueno, right? It's not good.
Okay, we're back in it.
But in that scenario,
Let's focus on what
2G,
Crew
like I said,
does
they
for
wanted to
their,
have these set plays, the A main aggression out of
their
Crew
low buy.
with the double senti.
They
Trying
go
to filter them
aggro, we
into the
smoke
B
it off, we have
site.
a recon at the back, they
So A
realize
site
it's a
has this
free orb,
aggressive push
they
coming.
hold on to
B
it.
site
Instant reaction
locked
from
down with
losing
the
A
double
main.
senti.
I mean, they need to
Mid
reclear A
again.
main.
Interesting here. Shy doesn't put his trips
Dude,
down.
Mel's your
One of the 2 rifles for Crew.
kinda insane.
PXS
It makes sense though,
getting
right?
dealt
They go
with,
aggro with the
look,
double
you know, We
rifle.
talked so much about the double senti comp, and this is a really interesting approach here. You put the Deadlock util B, but the Cypher's also B, but his trips aren't down.
Well, that's because you look at his econ right now. If the round is winnable, I think he's going to put these trips down. But you want to try to carry those into the next round. You're buying them, and you want to use them if the round is winnable.
Wait, he only bought one
But otherwise,
smoke
it's
into
going
the
to mess up your
round?
buy for next round.
Well, so far, so good. 1 kill found. They've dropped the paranoia out. That counter flash is going to buy a little bit of time here. Where do the rotations come through? Both Senti still playing back towards B. Remember, there is a gun deficit as Melser
Dude,
falls.
imagine a smoke right now.
Verso trying to dance behind Jenny, and the Jet just running him down. Yeah, there's not a
Dude,
lot
that
of
should
fight
be
behind
like
this.
the
I think you're
number
right,
one
Sean. Shy's
priority
gonna
on a
carry
low
those trips
buy.
into the next.
The timing 2G went for there was perfect. It was caught in this time right after Melzer put down the one-way smoke, and I don't think Vecino can really play for this, but it meant there was no second smoke for Melzer to actually put on site to sort of hide behind once 2G came flooding out of main.
Yeah, it made it so much more
Sean,
difficult.
you gotta
2
flame
weapons
that.
upgraded from the defense. Shy's also going to get a kill.
Sean, you gotta
Go there,
flame
get
that.
a little
You
bit
can't let
closer
this one
here to
slide,
his
surely.
ult, but you imagine they're going to try to clutch onto those and try to carry them into the next round.
Dude, they're going to a low buy
I
with
actually
2
think we were going to
guns.
go for some exit frags right
No
here.
double
They're looking to
smokes.
play the econ. Shy
Doesn't
puts
buy
that
an
cam
extra
down, and
smoke.
he's looking to get more kills right here.
Oh, he's going to try. One of
Dude,
the
he can
members
definitely
was
get
really
2.
weak. Look at Luis's HP, just 7 health. Does he dare swing out here?
they gonna
Alex,
hide
thank
in
you
the
so much, dude.
smoke?
Thank you,
They
thank you,
are.
Alex.
I was
Spam it.
planted backside, so
Good
it
to see you,
didn't
bro.
actually
Thank you for the
reach
tier
all
1.
the way
Appreciate the
down.
22 months.
Yeah, a little spam into the smoke. No exits found, but guns carried over.
I love the game plan here.
He's
out
the
of
smoke
Crew.
at 0-0
Consider it's
to
not
push A
even their
main.
map
Yeah,
pick.
but
They're
he only
aggressing really heavy with
he
this
smoked
double
and then
senti
had
comp,
30
like you
seconds
pointed
with
out.
another smoke. Like, he didn't buy an extra
I'm
smoke
curious to
into
see
the
if
round.
this continues.
I'm 100% sure.
It's a bit odd though, because like they keep going for like half buys or like saving some rifles. So even going into round 6, they don't have enough money to actually go for an op, which surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, this is definitely a good timeout for Coach Adam. And like I said, I think the way mid is just being grabbed so quickly is a bit of a problem for Crew. I know that was a half buy. It wasn't really.
Dude, TMV
much
might have
for
another
Crew,
video here.
But
Might have a
4-1
freebie
with the
video.
double senti comp right now. They're heading towards must-win
He's
territory.
already got
actually.
2 clips.
Very
Maybe
quickly
3
in this
clips
first
if
half.
you
Yeah,
really...
you're absolutely right. I mean,
you
the
really
times that
want
we've
it.
seen this comp on the defensive side, it just shines. And they have not been able to replicate that success at all. I think 2G is starting to abuse a couple of those windows that they found, a lot of it across the middle of the map, like you were saying, Sean.
So Crew have some big ultimates to play with coming into this round, right? They've got Sova plus Yoru, great combination if they want to either use that aggressively or even going for some retake looks with that. But you check out
Okay, here we go.
positioning of some of these
here we
players,
go.
and I almost wonder
card?
if Crew start to
I
play
mean,
some more like
okay,
crossfire
we'll be
angles in towards mid, like
relatively
mid three to
kind.
market,
That's
those
a
types of
yellow
ideas
card
to shut
for
down these
Malza.
splits.
No
Yeah,
doubt
you can see
about it.
Verso's kind of roaming in the back lines right
You
now.
gotta
I
be
think he's just
buying a
trying to
smoke
play
on that
both
round.
sides with his Hunter's Fury.
That should be the
have
number 1
rotate
priority
ready.
from everyone.
Maybe a deep dart again, A main here?
Early net. Of course, the big change with Deadlock coming in that you can spam those away. Refresh after 40 seconds.
I was shocked when I heard the net and the pull-out. I thought for sure Adverso was going to pop ult.
I can't believe they net default A
but
main.
decides to hang on to it. A little trigger
Net
discipline.
default A main. No late smoke, no punish.
Attention B. And it seems like that's where they're rotating over.
Ooh.
Silence not able to connect
Lot
onto that
info, though.
shot. And now Kesnet's going to pop the ult.
What?
And he's going to see all this rotation through. I
Yeah,
wonder
he
if
saw
they're
the wall,
freezing.
though. He
Yeah,
could
they're
go
waiting in spawn.
decoy it if he
And so
wanted.
if they get the timing on this right.
So look at the two at spawn waiting for him to tunnel vision on this.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Yes, he is. With a bit of false info. If he had seen the people spot rotating in through spawn, there'd be a mad dash B.
This is awkward now for Crew. Sure, they've got the utility to play off of over on this B site.
How do they get through this with the Hunter's Fury in spawn?
And through Kesnet. That's
Yeah,
also
and they
massive
got a
part
lot
of the
to deal
problem.
with,
The
though.
flash through, you hear the orb
You
pick
got
up, so
late
there's at
kill
least
trip.
one more here. Beautifully played by Verso, playing just out of the range of the
Still
KO.
gotta deal with
So
the
now
deadlock
Hunter
trip.
Fury through Kesnet, back sight.
This is nice as well. Pop the
Oscar
cage
dropping,
before
they hit
these
a wall, they can't get out of main.
KO hit.
I don't even know if you can play this round.
Yeah, 20 seconds left.
No,
They're
they
not
gotta
going to be able to
save
get
for
back
sure.
to A in time. They've been stalled out beautifully.
Melon's moment.
10 seconds left.
Especially when you're waiting that
I wonder if
long
they,
to
like,
exec into the double senti site. Because they didn't really
trying
have
to
any
condition
scouting. If you think
condition
about it,
them,
they got
and then
netted
they're
out
gonna
A-main,
omen
didn't really
flash or
test
something at
forward
one
out
point.
of that, other than seeing the Deadlock on that side. But Deadlock actually had a stun set up on B very early into the round. And that your ult just allowed Crew to set up here, take this fight, just anchor back.
I'll say you can complain that they went too slow against the double
Ooh.
senti comp, but
See that
I'll play the
cross
other
map,
side and I'll say
Gravnet?
Crew made them play slow with that early
Dude,
C's.
they've
If they
they've got
speed
a
up
cross-
A, they're gonna meet the Hunter's Fury.
They've got a
A. It's
cross
trouble.
map
If they go back to B, they're into the
Gravnet
double
from
senti
here.
right away.
They don't
Kesnet
have.
pops all
They
the
don't
info,
have
so
the
they
best
to slow
thought
down
about
there.
the actual.
That was a
round.
very difficult round for 2G.
I mean, sure.
Well played by Crew.
They're just trying to make sure that they're gonna do a play with this
They're gonna
later.
need more of that, though.
They have to.
Because we've talked about it during the break. The defensive side needs to be successful
Look,
given the
double swing
senti
about to
comp.
come in from Azino. Maybe he's just
Guys.
taking himself. What?
Guys, please.
Mazzino
please,
dropped. Melserp still playing on the other side of the smoke, but this feels
Yeah,
to
we're
me,
going third map,
I know we'll
dude.
be getting your
We're
thoughts
like
on this. This feels
confirmed
to me
going
like Crew
third map,
are
by the way.
forcing some of these fights.
Actually gonna be a
too
9-3
early.
to 2G on this.
I was a bit surprised by that. I thought Melzer was going to try to take that angle with him, but instead it was kind of a one by one.
Paul?
Even with 4 players stacked on this side.
Maybe.
Hesitation. Knife's gonna tag the Cypher, playing towards B. Bit
Oh,
of
this
a
is gonna be
mess.
fun, yeah. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
And they're gonna flash out onto the side, and they're not gonna find anyone here. They don't really have any ult. I mean, Melser has his ult to reposition, I guess, but this is a difficult. He might die. 5 HP.
Not even close.
Cabrera committing to the plant. And now Crew again are in a situation where they have to figure out, do they want to invest into this? Do they want to attempt this retake?
Very difficult. We just heard the Thorns go down, Paranoia and Hell. We have missiles gonna get recharged very soon. And the suppression, I don't know how Crew come back into the round.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
gotta
know that
save.
they find a way in either. And it felt a little
Everyone's
felt a
saving,
little
everyone's money's good.
half-hearted
We-
there.
We saw why Double Senti looks so insane when we saw Cloud9 versus
Oh god,
Lev,
he's gonna
right?
stop flaming.
But this is the opposite side. If you lose some of these opening engagements and you're forced into these retakes, you got nothing.
Yep.
He
You
said
have
it. He said it
absolutely
incredibly
nothing.
nice.
And if the Teo is one of the people that lives, or the Vice, you know, it is brutal. You have nothing to get back in.
Well, now that poses the question I want to ask you guys is, if is it that they're forcing the early fights too much? Do they
Yeah.
need to be playing further back? Do they need to let their utility do its thing?
Well, the salvo usage right there was one in main, one in wine.
Okay,
and I can
this-
see what Kesnet's
this
going
would be
for. He's
good.
trying to play this middle ground and trying to get a
This
quick
this
fight. and
covers
then
up a
TP out,
lot of the
right?
stuff that the
But
comp
the KO flash
is
from
rough
Breakfast
at.
was goated. It was so good. And in addition to that, I think Kesnet needs to be jumping back towards the smoke wall, right?
Not towards them, right?
Yes, he needs to go to make them earn that kill. They would need to run further
He's
towards
popped his
the
dash.
orb side. That was a bit of a misplay from Kesnet.
Well, I think eyes are going to be on Kesnet this round. He finally has money for the Operator. Round 8 on defense. Very late for a map of Ascent. And yet 2G have sort of called around him in this early stage so far. They're still holding on to the
Crafty
drone
Summer
from
with a
Gobera.
tier 1. Thank you for the 8 months.
One of those
Logic
things
Valo,
you
thank you so much
noted
for the
earlier,
27
Sean,
months.
to make sure
You're
they
doing
can
good,
clear
Logic.
these
How you
early
doing?
angles and actually get into a site.
Crafty also
Maybe even
appreciate the tier
spotting
1.
some
Thanks for
Ascent
doing it.
util.
I'm glad we got to look at this cam. They've been using this every... Ooh, the Visalt tries to leave the site.
Yeah, has to give it up. There's still a lot of utility here.
Okay,
though.
they
Versus
break
gonna
one
try
trip.
to dig
They
his
got a
heels in
camera,
backside.
another
The
trip.
TP from Melzer to
Omen ult
reinforce
goes in.
some of the
Loads over
numbers.
towards
Bolster the
site. Do they
defense as
cancel
best
because
as
the
they can.
Omen ult went in? They confirmed with the
Paranoia looks like
flash.
it might miss the mark, and now they're going to swing
Dude,
behind it
every
lane.
time they just
No
force over
longer
towards B
Cruz.
site, they
It's
kind
been
of
2Gs
just
for
wreck
the
everyone.
taking. Still a little
You
bit
know
of
this guy's
presence
here.
across
It's a
the
knife
back of the site. Kesnit not finding the right
Dude, they're
timing.
incredible at
Versus now
forcing
dead.
B. How?
B is 2Gs.
Their side hits have just been perfect.
Beautiful.
Getting all these kills back site. You remember a few rounds ago, that was repeated, but wait, the spike is up there. We're getting grabbed. There's only 25 seconds left, Doug.
Yeah, but Kesnit has a really nice timing. He's got a really good space to handle around. Opts to put down the op.
The spike is still on Switch.
God, I'm so confused in what everyone is doing. How have 2G won this? What went on? What went on? Who had the spike? Why are they pathing that way?
Crazy. That was so well played. How choreographed that whole round was from 2G. The Visalt into the KO knife backside to give
You're a
details
KO
on
with the
a player
spike.
being back there. That allows Oski to pull up shorty, jump clear that, knowing for a fact that person
Oh
is
my
back.
goodness.
Nice
Wow.
little bait piece there, too, from Louise on the swing.
Yeah, that was clean.
Just like in the last map you were talking about, the first bait pulls out a shot, so then he goes for the quick wide swing.
Yeah.
Instant kill.
Is this
Second
not a
timeout
double
from
timeout?
Crew.
I mean, this is... We've touched on it a
I'm
couple
timed
times,
out
but
for a
given
round.
the
When am I
comp that they're
timed
running,
out
this
for
is
a
for
round?
all intents and purposes a
Enough of the
disaster,
flaming,
right? It's
mate.
6-6.
This
Can
is
you even count
an
that as success,
atrocious
given the
Ascent.
double senti
What
combo
can I say, dude?
I don't think so. I mean, Deadlock is very powerful with the rechargeable net, right? I think they'll have ease taking A main with the C's. You know, you could net A main
Like,
off
dude,
barrier,
their
get it,
coach
and
has
then
called a
recharge
double
for the
timeout
hit.
at 2-6.
And that's
Mate,
very powerful,
what
but
do you want me
their
to
opponent
say?
is the Teo, which could also
Like,
just missile main.
I can't be too positive
if
about
the
it.
Teo's in the right spot, they're
2G
gonna have
haven't
a
done
lot of
much
trouble
wrong,
next
apart
half.
from this round. Well,
I'm a little worried for Crew right now on this map.
Honestly,
apart from
I
2
am-
rounds.
I am as well, and you can see Adam on your screen sharing some of that sentiment, very animated as he tries to control and corral his troops and find some sort of an attempt at a comeback. Down 4 rounds on what should be their stronger side. 2G have found a way to, I mean, dissect what should be trap upon trap upon trap.
Yes.
Okay,
And guys, we've gone
can't
through the ult cycle on Crew. Look at the ults.
prioritize of
2G
the
has weathered the storm,
Phantom,
and they're
no armor.
chilling. They are chilling at 6-2. We just saw a round with Omen ult and Deadlock ult. I mean, the Sova ult did win
Instant
Crew a
grab
round,
net
but
again.
You only get a couple of those half.
Okay,
Yeah,
this
Crew might
time they
only get the ult
don't
for
use
the
the
rest of
grab
this
net.
half, to be honest. Maybe Bazino if he can get some kills, but this has been tough, and it still feels a bit odd. Right now, Kesnit playing solo
everyone's
bottom mid.
being
He
way
teleports
more
out
chill with
as
their
his
util
TP was
right
just
now.
about to run away.
Right.
This
And
looks a
look
lot
at
better.
the timing of this drone. They know the timing of the Yoru TP.
Looks a
Very well
lot
played.
better.
This cam is
We got-
goated for B.
Yeah, the
It's
cam's
a foot cam for
incredible.
mid, so it gives you this info. And you can see right now, Kesnit playing off of that cam info on
Okay,
the
now-
spawn rotate, leaning A now.
Now, if you guys wanted, you could do a
The
huge
wall
reclear of
goes up
this.
from the deadlock right around the time that refresh.
Is this a good wall where you can't see it from middle, or a bad wall?
This is much more similar to how Cloud9 were executing
Whoa,
this
whoa,
comp.
whoa. Crew are really leaning
off
into
of
this
the
A
wall.
side. Now, Kesnit can TP
We
back
can
to B,
grab
but he just
net, but
lost
you should
the
probably play
window
more
on
passive.
that. And now by
Grab net
breaking this
here.
wall, 2G
Yeah.
maintain that threat on A, but they're always going back into a B split here.
That was a big play that we missed right there. Mazzino stepped ahead of the salvos, got the info, and now the rotate is already coming into B.
Ball goes
There's
back
gonna be a
aside. They
flash on
deal
the
with it.
site.
20 seconds.
Is
They
there
still
any
got double
utility to
kill
keep it
trip.
back? You still
Oh, they should get
have
killed from
some.
both
You're gonna
trips,
have
to be
reckon with
honest.
Askia falls.
That's one, and then
Verso
you can see the Vice go down
finding
from a kill
little
trip
bit
now
of
as
moment of
well.
respite, a pause in the smoke.
Luis.
And now waiting for his right time to strike. It's all onto silence
Ooh.
now. A 1v2. He's done well to get it this far, but he's
Okay.
going to have to scoop up the spike. So far,
This was
so
so
good.
much
10
nicer
seconds.
from
First box checked, and now they're going to flood out behind it. The Paranoia
So
not
good.
going to connect.
So
Time
good.
found.
Right?
The swing is there. He's going to get on to one. Try to land the shot. 6 bullets
Oh
left.
my
Hit that
god!
4. One target to
That's
5.
crazy.
And the bullets do not land.
Okay. Dude,
It
this was
a
so
great
much nicer
attempt.
played by
Honestly,
Crew, though. The
shots
1v2 was a
just
little bit
weren't
crazy.
hitting right there for Silence, who's
Yeah, this is
typically
much better.
an insane mechanical
This is
player.
how it should look.
Watched him throughout the
So much
Ascension tournament,
turtling.
it was spike in silence,
Got passive massive info over towards middle. I still don't like how they use the grab net, but we'll ignore it.
I mean, even with the missed shots, like how quickly he's trying to like readjust and take the next fight because he trusted his aim.
Yeah. You can see he had
everyone
the whole thing
playing off of the trips.
Right? Before the plant, he put that flash down and he knew exactly what he was
the coach really gave him it, I think, man.
There's nothing you can do. If you're not laughing, you're crying right there.
I think he was flaming them for how they were playing with their comp.
Still a good lead for the attack, though. 3 rounds for 2G. And Gobert's one off of his ult. Silence is close to his, too.
Early net sent into A main again. It feels like after the timeout, Crew have fallen into.
We definitely got to keep an eye on this, by the way, because if Crew lose this, the 9-3 on attack is so on. And I'm not trying to say that I said it was going to be 9-3. I thought this was going to be a 9, honestly, but
slightly worried for Crew. They're floating in the mid ground right now at all 3. It's a little dangerous.
6 is a lot for attack. Oh, they've already got way too many rounds.
They've moved back into that the last couple of rounds. There's been some open. Whoa,
they can obviously pistol, snowball.
Versus just facing that and getting the kill. Sure, why not?
I think that's the first time we've seen Silence on the lurk. So big win right there. And Shy is able to use the neural theft.
And it's going to find out that everyone is out towards A.
See this grab net.
This
reactive grab net was lovely.
It's really all to their dismay. I mean, they're walled off. They can't find a way in. 2 kills found on the attack, but Melser.
It's so much nicer when they tell.
Once again in 1vx situation, the need
so
to deliver
much
for
better.
his team, but Heaven was not cleared.
Such an important 2 rounds for Crew to win back-to-back there. Start getting some momentum their way at the end of this half. Adverso finding some kills as well means he's going to be able to have an ultimate online for the final round, too. It's not undoable to bring it back 6-6.
If there's no clear 2 or 3 for each region, is there a clear number 1 for each? Yeah.
Swinging off of it like that.
I think so.
That's really cool.
T1, EDG, G2. I would still say Vitality.
2 rounds between these 2. Kesnit has his ult again.
They're still
and Gobert's got his.
They're still changing the plan.
Insta drone mid, and there we go. That's the break I've been looking for. Great play by Kesnit, and now the round is going to be quite difficult for 2G.
Well, they used their KO knife too, so until a minute on the clock is the next time you're going to have any real options to scout, and even then, not so reliable.
Hey, this was nice from Crew. Yeah, this was nice from Crew. Fair play. Create a little bit of pressure now, kind of force them to go over towards B because they don't want to get rid of the map control. Askia disrespects the smoke.
So far up here.
Logic, thank you so much for the gifted, bro. Appreciate that.
The timing of this is going to be really funny. He's just
it's not clear cut for EME, even if they are favored. Yeah, that's for sure.
Kesnit's getting like a lot of info, and Askia's feeling the walls closing in.
Ooh, that was nice.
No shot.
Wait, that was nice.
That's just a great
yeah, the Fnatic result really
responding into mid.
Did
now
a lot,
2G trying to speed up to A to B.
Wait, 3 Crew players were hit by that Visol. This.
Ah, dude, I mean, the stun now delays them. Still got another kill trip. The tail isn't great. We still got a grab net.
Luis checking into the smoke.
Dude, now they're playing the comp normally. It looks incredible. Why did they play like this for the first 8 rounds?
The adjustments on the other side of the timeout have been exactly what Crew needed.
And to add salt to the wound,
Coach told them something. Dude, he told them to stop being
stop
being idiots, man.
Man, the tail and the Omen ult now gone.
Like in the timeout, he literally probably just went.
Oh.
Holy.
Oh, they are feeling it now.
Oh my
That's what I was excited about with this new stage setup.
He's like 2 feet away from 2G.
That's insane.
No, like round 1 at kickoff.
You're welcome, Pecan. Congrats on the win.
I was waiting for that Verso pop off. I knew we were going to get it if Crew went up.
We got it in round
11. If I'm meant to do them, I need more of a heads up. Like I'm not sure I'm meant to be doing them or not, but I'm mid sleep, man. It's like the worst timing ever for me.
Again, you can just see Kesnit his only goal is just to be annoying. Slow things down. Don't let them get mid for free because our sights are just so bolstered with this double Senti comp.
Okay, this is good
baiting there from 2G. Get both the stun, the
okay,
wall,
should have done this more passive, but
grab net.
And they can instantly clear the wall out and then just take a step back. Both deadlock ults going to be invested, but one of them being connected onto. Do you let Askia go? Do you cut your losses?
Look at mid.
Oh my god, Mazzino's insane though.
Get his. PXS on the swing though.
So
the middle
aggro.
of the map is not safe for the attack right now, and neither is A. Silence and Luis trying to figure this out on their own, and the controller stands strong.
Okay. I don't want to flame them too much now because honestly, these rounds after the timeout was just nice. They play the comp properly. You get 4 in a row every round since the timeout.
And the second one pays dividends.
Prime Bacan timeout. Oh, really? What kind of scoreline was Sam Bacon?
To close out the half. Again, it looked dire. It did not look good.
Good recovery from Crew. Dude, they just started playing how the comp should be played in the last 4 rounds.
You know, oddly enough, the success that they found in this round was very reminiscent of how
they just didn't give him jewels early. They're trying to punish into the choke points. They made it look like they're pressuring over towards the mains, but they're not really too much.
Absolutely huge. Melzer also refighting Tree. Excellent from him.
A 6-6 half. Didn't know if we'd get here, but lo and behold, here's where we are. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break.
This comp could be good on attack. They might have some stuff. They had the cross-map gravnet. Cross-map gravnet would look cool, which makes me think that they might have some other stuff. And the setups when they actually started playing smarter was like it looked good.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I think they gave him too many rounds, but let me mute that. Mazzino played Deadlock on this map from last year, so he probably has the lineups from last year. Ooh, okay, that might be a thing, yeah. Damn. Barbarek's flaming Bacan's bonus rounds. Colby, yeah, I saw it. I saw that he top fragged, at least on their team. Who do I have for G2 NRG? I mean, I've gone for G2, man. I'm playing it safe. Dude, I've been way too bold with my pick'ems. I just need to play everything safe before I end up with under 50%. And then I can never flame Sideshow and Bren ever again. Like, I gotta lock in for a little bit and just get the wins. Get the most likely wins.
Tied 6-6. Crew managed to put together a ferocious comeback to keep this thing competitive, and now it's going to be 2G.
Can't lose the content creators. Dude, I think TMB is actually just owning me. Bacan as well.
And fellas, there were a lot of doubts around Crew being able to pull it together, but they did.
Yes, indeed.
Every time I look at this guy taking a risk on picking, he wins.
Great start out of the gates, but Crew came alive in that second half of Icebox. They won the pistol bonus.
Stat padding pick'ems.
Right they have to get this pistol.
Honestly, this week I am actually stat padding. I took 0 risk. That's a lie. I took 1 risk. I took 1 risk. And it's Paper X.
This net in A main. Oh wow, they are.
Just purely because I can tank a lot. It's fine.
That's so sick. Eating up the paranoia too. Now waiting on the other side. But
nice reaction from them though. Do they want to try force into the site?
And given that it was a double face, you don't know if they're committing to the lurk or
not.
So
the wall of
accelerate towards the site, as you mentioned. Perfect timing on the swings. Oski was there to punch back, but Mazzino's now left in a 1v3. 38 HP. I don't know how he converts this. Gotta commit to getting the spike down.
He just accepted it.
By the salvos.
He just accepted. Well, at least they got the plant money. Honestly, the fact that he went for the plant and stuck him kind of makes me think they're gonna force.
He's winning that 1v3.
No, not at all.
That was sick counter aggression out of 2G. They feel that
I think we see Stingers
push out of B. They find the 2v1 against Shy. Gobert's already at 4 orbs right now. He's halfway to this tail ult again.
And then the 2K from Louise back Jenny. Get out, bro.
Dude, this guy has won 3 pistols for them.
Oh yeah, no, he's been incredible for pistols.
Seriously.
They've won 3 of the 4 pistols, and he's literally won 3 of them.
Yeah, because even here on Ascent, he had like the 1v2 like double headshot collat.
Triple kill flank.
Decided not to force into it. Ooh.
Now, if you guys caught
yeah, that shows me that they have confidence on their attack
commenting on
comp.
how it felt like it was forced. Like they
But
understand.
I'm not sure about it. I don't have the confidence, but they do.
Too much. That flash is filthy.
Yo,
oh my goodness, where are we going? Guys, what are we?
Won't flash the players ahead of it.
Dude, he got the orb?
He's going to try to push into this.
He got the orb.
Gunfire erupting. This lighter weaponry has done a lot of damage.
I can't believe 2G were able to
Askia's
hold their
jet
ground
is
while being all
crazy to
in
watch.
B main. Like,
I don't
know
know what the decision making is sometimes.
The net got them, 'cause, I mean, they were
his dash usage is really odd.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Hopefully you get a replay of that. 2G able to figure it out. They carry an Outlaw, a Bulldog, and a Stinger into the next round, but what a wild round.
A set play to get the B orb on the Eagle. That's kind of crazy.
Kind of using the enemy Cypher cage to their advantage there almost.
Yeah.
Allowed them to deal with the net, grab the orb, etc. But
dude,
where
let's see how this buy round goes.
Really slow down the pace on these rounds.
I'm pretty sure we're going Pole,
like
but maybe they got some nice stuff.
To deal with 2G's comp, and accelerating is maybe a little bit tougher with the double senti, but like, let's see if we can get this
double
clone activated to deal with the Vise utility.
Okay, yeah, we're going Pole.
Get someone
it's okay.
for the lurk.
We're for sure going Pole.
There's a net that was thrown across the middle of the map, presumably to set up Kesnet on a good fight. The clone, as you mentioned, getting active, finding a little bit of value, understanding that there's an Outlaw waiting B.
Kesnet feeling confident, though. All 5 players on crew.
Knife goes over towards short, and they don't get too much for the drone. They realize there was fake pressure. They got the passive wall that locks them in, and then you salvo behind it, right?
Trained on main, but the threat's elsewhere.
I think if they want to do this, they should have different forms. Oh my god. I mean, he did tank a shot, though.
That's the value of the full shields.
A deep wall, too, to cut off any rotation coming in through main. So they've isolated
And then they wall over, so now the Vice is on his own. Big flash. This would be nice if you had the Teo stuff for this wall, but here we are.
Swing with this flash. 3-2.
He's going to have to try a Verso fall. Silence has
got
done
beast,
a really
man.
good job of getting
beast
this
mode.
far. 2 kills found. Time bought. And now reinforcements have arrived. Kesnet with 10 HP, trying to play around lane. The shoulder just barely betraying some of the
no
threat,
one's
but
considering
Shy.
B main.
Shy is going to play spoiler, isn't he? Finds a kill, but the turn, it's a little bit too labored. It's a little bit too cumbersome.
Well.
And Louise is there to save the round.
With the Stingers, 2G are just winning that round. I mean, it all goes back to Silence. That flash swing, like you were talking about, was nasty.
And that's what
did I miss?
Vice is so strong with this hidden
Logic
flash
Valor,
that you
thank you so much for that one.
These players just
Thank you
know
for
the
the gifted
timing,
Logic.
the spacings at the
Read
pro
it out,
level, entering
not a
the
chance.
site.
I appreciate the
Such
gifted,
good
though.
timing on the flash.
Yeah, because the flash, it's set up above lane,
Yeah.
but it's still hitting the stairs player
seem
coming
quite
out,
annoyed
so
this
him
map.
swinging
I
getting
mean,
stairs first.
the
because
first 8
there could still be
rounds were
players back
frustrating.
lane, they're coming in unflashed to trade.
I'm
They
a
take
little
the
bit-
wide angle on those guys. Ooh, that's clean.
I'm not annoyed. I'm doing the dad thing. I'm not annoyed, I'm just disappointed in Korean.
They've got Nop in the hands of
That's it.
Baskia. They've got a couple of ults coming up soon, too.
And how different is it to have the off now so early on in this round? The position Louise had in Cat as well could have given options to Paranoia had there been the quick aggression.
He's going to have a chance to find value with it.
Holy.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's a disaster. We're just talking about the value of the op.
Kesnet with the ult into sight, too, to help his team speed up in.
Oh, they might be able to salvage this around it. Got a little messy. Op still not able to
What's going on?
He's not able to settle.
Strike down A.
Not able to control the spray. Silence from up top. This has become such a mess. Verso, again, due for another pop-off, but PXS gets 3.
Ah, man.
Not gonna
Sick
save the
round.
op, but we'll move on.
I'm not going to have any gripes about it. They just need the round.
You know what? They got the win.
Yes, they got the round. They got 11 on the board. The Yorwald's gone. This is a colossal dub to get out of this round right now.
Last player standing.
I didn't have time to draw attention to it, but
And then
some of
bro's
the
too
little
busy celebrating to go
cringe
pick up
things
the op
this
as well.
double senti comp that crew is running can
Oh my
do.
goodness.
Shy has the cam high at tiles, and it was looking for the cat peek.
Yeah.
He then went back in
Who's in my
spawn
door?
and was contact on cat
Okay,
after
well,
they broke
if they
his
buzz
cam.
again, then
Oh,
we know
PXS
it's
is
for
in
real.
trouble. Really cool idea, the net, but the counter flash and Louise's timing once again perfect.
And the flash had to be there because the net hitting him. There's no way 2G are running out of that situation. Now they can hold their ground, keep winning these fights in main. It forces the lurk up mid, which isn't going to work either. 2G are just running away with it.
God, dude, crew, you gotta
Connecting with the
have
op.
more stuff prepped for this map.
Middle of the map controlled. And crew, I mean, what do you do for the rest of this round here? You save? Can you save through a whole minute of the round?
I think they could because 2G likely won't hunt, right? Because of how sketchy that last round was. Look at their economy right now. If they were to overhunt right now, the scenario would be these crew players could punish them potentially, and if they win the next round, then 2G would be broke.
Even
That's
the whole time? Oh
the
my
way
goodness.
crew gets back
We're
into
gonna be
this
here
game.
for a while.
I think it would be a big mistake for 2G to hunt these 2 guns.
Well, it doesn't seem like they're going to, which will give us a chance to podcast a little bit, chat about what's going on. I mean, crew, have really just kind of slammed their heads into a wall this entire half. Do you expect a timeout on the other side of this?
Thing is, I don't even think 2G should hunt that much. I think the money's not that good.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of...
Because their defense was abysmal at the start. They started out 2-6, took that second timeout, course corrected, but that's bad news.
They're trying to hunt. Surely.
Just PXS, who's one off of his ult. I get the idea. Maybe he gets a kill, takes a weapon out of their hands.
Man, that's one of those scenarios where it's okay to lose a gun, but
Yeah.
you don't want to have your economy in shambles.
Right,
Hunting these two. Luis gets his ult online, and the Omen ult, I meme on it a lot, but Ascent is one of the maps where the Omen ult goes crazy, and we saw it last half when Melser was able to just TP from A to B on the B hit. It allows you to bolster both sites simultaneously.
Okay.
Because of how Omen
Last good go at
site.
it. Mazzino again.
I really want to see
They
Crew
love
maybe
a
play less
they love a
committed
rifle
into the
without
main
armor.
space early in the rounds. It was kind of what was a problem for them on their defensive side too. They just kept losing these early fights, those brawls. This time, well, that's a very early drone.
But he's got cover. I mean, that's the second time we see that. A net
tried
catches
to-
someone early, but there's always a
to-
second layer.
Yeah,
to
there's that little
grab
gap
net.
there in the wall that you can spam with the Guardian. Shai was trying to get the pings off that.
Grab
That
net
is a
into
diabolical
Guardian spam.
Vice Flash.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen some really nerdy stuff.
Third.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
the
you're right.
window?
Yeah, you're right.
He is cooking on this Vice.
Oh, jump spot or a little
Great
shoulder
timing
peek
on
out
this
from
one.
PXS. The delay a little bit
Oh,
longer.
good reaction. Double push over towards A main.
Oh, this is weird. They're going to try to flush out and re-clear out main. Melser dodges the first flash. The
He
second
team
one,
flashed him.
Pushing through.
They've got
Push,
to find
the
this
team
kill, though.
flashed
They
him,
understand
mate.
that's where the pressure has to be alleviated, and they find success.
Sniping the up out of heaven with the deadlock ulti too.
And so now they can approach this retake attempt from both sides. The neural theft got connect.
Lovely
it's
little
perfect.
TP.
TP's across. They never expected that.
No,
The tunnel
Luis
vision
gets
is
two.
insane trying to get out of the
Mazzino's
Vice.
gonna fall, make
Yeah,
that
nice round
four.
in the end. Dude, this reaction from 2G
The ace
though.
on the cards,
As much
Kesnet.
as I've not been
The
enjoying
last
what
one
Crew are
waiting for it. You
doing,
can tell they wanna
2G's
try
got
to
some
bait
nice
it
stuff.
out. Both sides
Only
will
like 2
absolutely
rounds I
clean it
haven't
up.
enjoyed from them. Everything else has been pretty nice.
He's got his IGL. This guy's just dishing out these L's. He's just dishing them out. He is owning. What a call. He feels the cat hit coming in, right? The paranoia cuts through for Tree. And they immediately know, we got to kill the weak side of this hit or we're going to get
Yeah, no,
pinched.
the reaction's
They push
awesome.
all the way through. And then he comes back and TPs to Wine.
Like, what is this setup? You have a wine player. You've got a player boosted up on main too. Like, how are you ever supposed to deal with that? I don't care what comp you're playing. You're not winning that fight going back to main.
Even the call to go back and fight main in the midst of all that chaos for a new team, that's hard to execute, to commit to on the fly. Beautifully done.
Bro knows he's going to be on the
So well
replay.
played by 2G right there.
Yeah, this is awesome.
28. I mean, a spotless record for 2G without blemish. Early paranoia out to try to push him off
Okay,
that space.
set
Paranoia
strat.
traded back in kind, and now they're going to flood behind it. Luis
Let's try. They're going
gets
to
another.
salvos on
The
the flash.
rampage continues for the controller. Off on the other side of that pop flash.
Yeah,
It's,
that's nice.
I mean, it's
Good
surgical.
reactors. Well, they use their
can do no
smoke against
wrong.
them, right?
Now they can accelerate off this into A. Mazzino's
Still,
gonna try to do his
double
best to
cross.
dig his
It's
heels
not too
in.
bad.
They're
But just
grinding
mode
out.
over.
Yeah, they're grinding out these trades 2v3. It is winnable.
Okay, and
for
then
Crew
just
here,
swing off
dog.
your teammate.
Winnable.
Nice shot.
Possible. Unlikely, and that might have been the
Okay.
final kill to seal the deal.
2G
13-6,
played really, really
the way
nice.
of 2G.
I don't want to take too much
Hey, you
away
know
from
what?
them,
We hadn't
but
seen
this is
either
a
of these teams
weak
play Ascent
map
before,
from
but
Crew.
2G showing
Like, TMB's got a
why
new
it was their
video here,
map
no
pick.
doubt.
I mean, they just dismantled this double Senti comp.
Yeah, and we haven't